What have we got here? Right, I just thought I'd put this clip of the fly tipping we had in. Me and Harry went down and did some, reported some fly tipping, a bit of a pain. This is the other day, then we're going to go and look at a bit of hedge trimming. Alright, crack on. Oh, day in the life of a farmer. Just got a text message. A friend of mine just messaged me. He's driving by the common, down where we got the black bales, stopping the poachers getting into the field. Someone has fly tipped a sofa down there. Let's go down and see if we can find 10p down the back of it. You never know, it might be my lucky day. Unlikely. Right, Az, are you coming?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Have fun.
Heading on down. I'm driving you this camera, but I'm only on my own private road, by the way, if you're wondering. I just thought I'd comment. This is where we're going to is a well-known fly tipping spot, and there's quite a few around here. Farmer P has a problem with it. I have a problem with it. It's continuous. Usually it's household it ranges, but it's household domestic waste right through to builders waste. This isn't the first sofa I've had dumped. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll get a new sofa, Harry.
If it's dumped, it's probably not a good reason.
Probably not a good sofa. Let's go and see what we can find. Oh God. I don't think that's a sofa, is it? Oh, it is a sofa. Oh, crikey. Oh. What have we got here? Oh my Gideon. Harry, look at that. That is minging. Is that like a divan thing? I think it's like a fold down sofa. It's a sofa bed, isn't it? Oh, look at that. Why would you just... It's actually, do you know what? There's someone's footprint on it. Look, you can see their footprints. Do you know what? I reckon that would clean up quite nicely. It's a bit mouldy. I reckon if you ran a cleaner over there, that'd be actually all right. Harry, we got ourselves a new sofa, mate. Honestly. No?
No.
No. All right, maybe
mouldy.
not. Disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, look. Look, you can see the footprints on it there. Look, you see the footprint?
Yeah,
It's a trainer print.
There's one over
Miss Marple Detective. That's probably the people who dumped it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, brilliant. That's just lovely.
What a wonderful present.
Yeah, I'll just take a photo. I'll have to report it to the council. Lovely. McDonald's cup. I can deal with a McDonald's cup, but I don't really want to deal with a sofa. Look at that. And look at this. Look, right next to Countryside Stewardship. I put that up ages ago to manage to protect the environment. And this is our lovely common where the wildflowers grow in the summer. Oak tree over there, which I left probably 20 years ago and has grown up, carefully managed by me. Field maple there. Let's get in. Look. And this is what we come to in the countryside. We've got to protect ourselves from fly tippers and people poaching. Look, this is the poachers, anti-poacher defence. My round bales. Needs a new gate here. That one's ripped. Look, there you go. There's I don't think they read.
No.
Don't think they worry about that. No, do you? No, that ain't going to stop them, is it? But this will. But what a thing to have to do, Harry. What a thing to have to do, eh? Right, let's go back. We'll report that on the council. I think I can drop that on the council website, like drop a pin where it is. Because this is council land up until our gateway, so they will come and collect it, thank goodness. Right, let's go, Haz. Let's get back in the wall. So, I'm very fortunate that the council will deal with refuse and stuff that's dumped on the common, but it's not the case. If it's actually on your own land, that would be a real issue, and they would not collect it. You would be liable for it. As you know, I had a problem quite a few years ago where I had a load of fly tipping on the farm, and that was a nightmare. That was in the field. We had to deal with that. It's a horrendous problem, and part of the problem is sheer laziness, and the other part is they're saving money. So they dump that there, it gets collected by the council. If they're not caught, they got away with it. If they take that to, if they ring up the council to collect it, it's, I think it's about 35 quid or something. So some people are just of the attitude of, we'll chuck that there, 35 quid in my pocket. What do you think about that, Harry?
Absolutely rubbish.
Absolutely rubbish. Just rubbish there. Right, anyway, that's just a little add to this video. I thought you might like to see that. I'm going to go now report it. Harry's now stealing my money.
No, I'm not.
Are you stealing my money?
No.
What about an extra strong mint?
No, I'm good.
Go on, look. You know,
No.
yeah,
I don't want
extra
one.
strong. You don't like them, do you?
No, they're a bit strong.
A bit strong. I love an extra strong mint. I think they're good for hiding your dog breath when you go somewhere, aren't they? You wouldn't know about that. Right, crack on. Next thing we deal with, I wonder what that'll be. Right, I'm back on my hedge trimming, and I thought this would be quite interesting, really. I planned ahead earlier in the year. I'm going to show you some video clips in a minute of a bit of hedge that is covered in berries. Now I filmed this October. I'll talk about it in the video. I'm gonna put the video clip on now, and then I'm gonna show you what it's like now. Right, so that was my little intro from whenever I'm hedge trimming. What was that, January? I expect it's January. I'm actually stood here on, let me have a look at the day. I think it's October the 30th, 2023. And I thought I'd record this ready for my hedge trimming video to sort of give you an insight about hedge trimming. I always like to talk about a few different things. So, as I pointed out, why I do the hedge trimming in January, it's kind of important to me for the wildlife aspect. And I kind of showed you what the hedge is like now with the berries all gone. But I'm showing you now, October the 31st or 30th, with the hedgerow berries intact. Now we're going to walk on down here. This isn't the best crop of berries on the farm by any means, but if I walk down you can see it's pretty well kept. Oh look, there's a nice bunch here. Look at those berries there. And we're going to go on round. Right, let's have a look round here. So we got rose hips here. We got rose hips. This is the same bit of hedge as I stopped by. Rose hips. We're going to come on round. Look at this. I'm not going to keep walking on down there, but look at this covering here of red hawthorn berries, and they're really ripe. Look, they're squidgy. They're just perfect for the birds. I mean, you can see the blackberries have gone, so the blackberries have had their day. Nothing much there for any bird to eat. So a bird is going to be moving on. There's a few sloes. I think the sloes are being eaten at the moment because I've seen lots of blue poo. Maybe they've reached the peak ripeness. And the hawthorn, well, there's a lot of hawthorn berries, aren't there? So whether they've actually got so many that they haven't stripped these yet, or whether it's just that they're not eating them yet because they're eating the sloes first because they prefer them. Now, my whole point is, as I've said, the hedge trimming season for farming is from, I think it's the 31st of August, certainly the beginning of September, you're allowed to go hedge trimming. So people could have been hedge trimming for the last 2 months, which I kind of get, and I'm not telling someone they're doing it wrong if they've got no options. You know, a lot of people don't want to drive on a crop. Some people haven't got the time to do hedge trimming later, so you've got a big area of hedge trimming to do. You can't go, I'll do it in January. But if you're someone like me who's got the kind of time scale to do hedge trimming in January, surely it is better to do it then than do it now in October, well certainly September, October, because you're robbing the birds of this food source. And I've been doing now 20 years of hedge trimming in January and February. Sometimes it can be an issue, and I don't deny that. I don't deny that it can be a problem if it gets really wet. But you know what? I've managed to do it every time, even in the really wet conditions, by picking when I do it. And occasionally I've left some ruts. I've never got a tractor stuck. But you can see now why it's better for the wildlife, can't you? Because the birds have had a chance to eat those berries. If you start hedge trimming in September, although you think to yourself, I've got a bit of quiet time, actually, if you've got some quiet time in January, February, think about holding on. Because those birds are part of this countryside, and as you know, I love my countryside, I love my wild animals and stuff. So I'm prepared to make a bit of a kind of sacrifice, not much of a sacrifice, but I'm prepared to sort of rearrange my schedule, if you like, so that I can let the birds have those berries. And I kind of see some farms that could make that change but don't, and I think it's just a bit sad, really. But it's what you know and how you're taught, isn't it? If you don't know any better, you just get out and there on the hedge trimmer. But you know, as I said, I kind of can't really put people down for it if it's their conditions aren't right and they haven't got the time to do it later in the winter and things like that. But if you've got the chance, make a difference. Or maybe if you got willing to leave the hedge trimmer on a bit longer, maybe just leave a stretch of hedge like that, a section that has got the berries on. Do the rest of the farm, but leave some for the birds. Come on, we've got to give and take in this world, haven't we? Right, that's me. Right, back to January 2024 from October the 30th, 2023. Oh, not quite January 2024 yet. I'm still back in October 23 in my time machine. Look, I just thought I'd just extra bonus footage. Look at this amazing display of rose hips here. I didn't really see many on the other bit of hedge over there, but look at this. Look at these beauties. Rose hip syrup, anyone? And they're not really very soft yet. I can't squeeze that with my fingers like I could with the hawthorn berries. They're still hard, so I reckon the birds will go for them last, quite possibly. Look at that though, isn't it? It's just actually a beautiful thing to look at. If you can stop and take 2 minutes to appreciate that. The colour, the bright colours. Because we're kind of getting into grey days, but you've got these colours here. And like I said, one cut with a hedge trimmer, all gone. January, we'll see. Is that still there? I don't know. Back to January 24. Right. So that clip was filmed, as you saw, in October. Now, it's not January, it's February, because it's been quite wet. I'm doing the hedge trimming a bit later than I normally would. As you see on it there, I said, oh, you know, you can do this hedge trimming later in the season. As I said, I don't deny it causes more problems sometimes, and it's very wet now. So I'm not going to be doing the hedge trimming on the lower fields. But the one thing I would say, and I thought about this after I filmed that bit of video, is rather than maybe thinking do your hedge trimming later, if you don't want to do that, why don't you just leave some bits with berries on and then maybe trim them next year, and then leave another separate piece with the berries on it the following year. You can do all sorts of things, because, you know, as I said before, and I think I might have said in that bit of video, to me the wildlife is part of the farm, it's part of me, it's part of what I enjoy. Right, so anyway, let's get to this bit of hedge and I'll show you what it's like now. Right, we are in the spot where I filmed those berries. And what can you see now? Bare. Let's have a look. So, the growth, I can't remember exactly where it was, but the growth has come out of the hedge. And these were all covered with the berries. I think, let's go on round the other side. I can remember where they were. We walked round, didn't we? And I've already started doing a bit of hedge trimming along here. But the berries that I was looking at were along here. Pretty sure they're about here, because there's the blackberries I was talking about that had already gone. And on here was the hawthorn berries. Now where are they? All completely stripped. Nothing. Look, there is the remains. I think that, look, there's a couple there. Well, actually, there are a few that escape the birds. Look, so birds didn't eat them all, which is fine because that is going to leave those there. They could, if you put those in a pot, they would probably germinate. So that's interesting. There are some. It's funny, I don't study the hedges that close in the winter. Right, so there you go. That was my little bit showing you one of the reasons I do hedge trimming in January. And I think it's worthwhile, don't you? I hope you do. Not everyone agrees with me. I understand that. Right, I'm going to get on and do that side down there now because that needs doing. But there you go. Crack on. Just watching the wildlife. Look, there's a little pheasant there waiting for me. Old cockbird pheasant. And if you'll get out of the way. Right. I'm going to go down and stop where those rose hips were, just to see if there's any there. I'm sure they're probably all gone by now. Pretty casual. Of course, the shooting season's gone now. Right, let's go. I'm not going to stand in front of that till it's finished. So, I'm just stopping here because I recognise the rose hip producing, or the dog rose plants in the hedge. So we're gonna stop and look at that. I'm just gonna walk away. Look at this. I need new tyres on here. I thought it's not my four-wheel drive not working. I think it's just literally I've got no grip on these tyres. Look, if I show you, look, the lugs have got nothing to dig into on there. Look, that's pretty smooth. I'm finding it as I get into sort of trickier bits, it's just sliding across. So I think, well, being a tight ass and I'm sort of nearly halfway through the hedge trimming, I'm going to basically leave those till next year, but I'm going to have new tyres on this tractor on the front before next winter. Look, they're getting smooth. These are fine, actually. Do you know what? If I wasn't doing hedge trimming with this tractor, I probably wouldn't change those tyres for ages, because they'll keep going with just following on with doing a bit of bale carting. But once I'm in a muddy, wet time like this, you just need a bit more traction. Right, look, so here's my rose hip producing dog rose, look. And if you compare it with what it was like in the autumn, look at this amazing display of rose hips here. I didn't really see many on the other bit of hedge over there, but look at this. Look at these beauties. Rose hip syrup, anyone? And look at it now, there's one rose hip left, and that looks partially nibbled. I think the birds have definitely had those. They were all up here, but obviously I've taken that out now, and I'm about to take this lot out. So there you go. There's me farmer conservation. I kind of think it's important to me to do videos like this, even though that people don't necessarily like them. But it's really funny. I know that people get turned off by me talking about trees and stuff by the views. So if I put tractor stuff up like llama, it's really popular. But if I do sort of like this, they're not so popular. But the thing is, what I want to do is raise awareness of A, what the farmers are doing, but B, what you can do yourself, really, if you're that way inclined. Right. Anyway, let's just crack on then. All right. Right. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this off because it's a lovely sight, the wildlife on the farm, and there's some deer just through here, the other side of Reg's hedge. I'm going to open the door now, whether they leg it. That 1, 2. Where's the fourth one? Let me just see if I can get a bit steady. They were really close to me, and then by the time I stopped and that. They ain't going to be doing his wheat any good, are they? Oh, they're starting to take off now, look. So, we got deer on the farm. Never used to have deer when I was a kid. And my friend John, who does the beekeeping and metal detecting, does come across. He's licensed firearm. He's got a rifle, and we have taken a few of those out. Now, what you do is you don't take out the whole lot of them. You just take out the odd one, and then it keeps the numbers down, but at the same time allows them to carry on breeding. Because you can see 4 is not so bad, but if you double that and get 8, and then you get 12, and then before you know it, you've got a bit of a nightmare on your hands. I mean, I had to put fencing up in a few places this year just to stop where they're coming through. And that's the interesting thing about wildlife, is that sometimes you've just got to intervene a little bit to keep the balance right. And I know not everyone thinks that's a great idea, but the reality is too many deer are a problem. Certainly can be a problem on the crops, on the hedges. Look, you can just see them, they're legging it across there now. From my dirty windows, I don't know whether you can see. Oh, look, you can't really see. Oh, look, it focuses on the dirt on the windows. Anyway, right, that's another little added extra in it. Right, let's get on with this. I'll never get this job done. Oh, it helps I put it out of gear before I start it. Crack on.